I did tuck the oil filter right down in the front wheel well there, just because my previous Ranger had one. I liked it, liked the way it looked, so I decided to go ahead and do the same with this one. Anyway, the project took me about 5 years. I did a frame off restoration, took it down to the bare block, bare frame, and went from there. Had the frame media blasted, and then sanded the body down in sections, disassembled it completely, doors, hood, everything, and rebuilt everything or purchased new parts completely all the way around. Every seal, bearing is brand new on the entire truck. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a shot of the reflection. It's kind of dark out here today. There's not a lot of sunlight. I'm in the shade, but you can see a little bit on the side there. The color is 2011 Ford. It's a factory color. It's tuxedo black metallic. And it's been wet sanded with 600, 1000, and 2000 grit, and then rubbed out. The truck is a 99. It was originally a 3-liter V6. It was red, and I switched all the sheet metal on the truck to 2011, so the vehicle does look like a modern Ranger 2011 model. You can see the back. I did the rear disc brake, so 4 Cobra brakes on the rear as well. And although the truck is pretty clean, it does have some road miles on it, so I apologize walking around if it doesn't look like it's perfect. As I mentioned, it is working today. I just kind of pulled over here real quick to shoot some video. The exhaust is 2.5-inch mandrel bent. It's got a custom X pipe into 2 Flowmaster 44s, and then straight out the back. I had a shop in Newport Richey do that for me, and I really like the way they did that. They allowed me to incorporate a spare tire in the rear. They went all the way around my trailer hitch, and they set up the X pipe in a way that I can get the transmission out very easily to do a clutch job or any routine maintenance. Now if you'll bear with me a second while I walk around the trailer to the other side. I was going to try and unhook this trailer and do a little bit better video, but I got kind of lazy and I'm starting to run a little late on time, so I wanted to try and hurry this up without cutting too many corners. I really wanted the truck to have kind of a factory appearance, to where if somebody were to see it and they weren't really a car guy, they might even just scoot by undetected. Really wanted it to look OE, if at all possible. Let's see if I can open up the door here, get a little bit of the inside. I've been driving the truck since July 17th, 2015. I finished it up last year. It's, let's see what's today, I believe it's May 14th, Saturday, May 14th. So the truck's been on the road 8 months, maybe 9 months, and I've got 62,000 miles on it now. No real problems, a couple little things here and there, but all in all, it's been a really reliable vehicle with no issues hardly at all. The interior was gray originally, and I took it all apart, dyed everything black, and added some gauges. If I can get in a little closer here, got some auto meter gauges. I've got oil pressure, volts, and water temperature. I went ahead and added the GT500 pedals. And I got one of the last, I think there were only 3 left. Ford had 3 2004 Lightning leather wrap steering wheels left before they were discontinued. And my lovely wife was able to secure one of those for me. And I did the seats in catskin leather. I had them add the Ranger V8 Sport logo for me. And when I was assembling those seats, I went ahead and added heated seats or seat warmers. It's got a new carpet. And let me see if I can get the headliner. It's a little dark, but I did the headliner in Alcantara leather, or excuse me, Alcantara suede black. Just a little throwback to the 04 Cobra. I really like the Alcantara in my 03 Cobra, although it was light gray. And I dyed, of course, the interior black, as I mentioned, and I wrapped the armrest and the upper section in leather to match the seats. And let's see if I can close the door and get a shot here of my emblem. I also did the side emblems to match the seats with the V8 Sport insignia. And if you guys will bear with me just a second, let's see if I can open the hood. Do a quick walk around front. We'll get an engine shot before we get back on the road here in a minute. And the front of it. And I also went ahead and did all the exterior lights and LED just to make it look a little bit more modern. Okay, and I got the hood open. We'll go ahead and pick up where we left off. See if I can get in here. Give it a shot. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, just a mild 306. It's got a little bit of a cam. It's, of course, 30/302. 24-pound injectors. GT40P heads that are ported. Most of the work, in fact, on this engine went into the port work. A lot of port work on the heads and the upper and lower intake. But it's very reliable. Haven't had any real issues with it. And for what I use it for, it works perfectly. Of course, everybody wants a little bit more power, and I wish I would have went a little bit stronger. But as you know, with increased power, you give up a little bit of dependability and reliability, and I just couldn't risk it. But I will say that I'm currently working on a backup engine, and although it's not a lot stronger than this one, it'll use a little bit different cam and a couple other small changes that I think might help somewhat without sacrificing too much reliability. I tried to stay with mainly Mustang or Explorer pieces, although I did add a couple little things like the clutch fluid reservoir. The one for the Ranger was rather small, and I did get myself into an issue one day when my clutch master cylinder started leaking, or slave cylinder rather, and I lost all 2 tablespoons of fluid in a hurry. So I had this one built to allow me to carry a little bit more fluid and hopefully see the leak prior to completely running out of fluid and losing pedal pressure altogether. Now I have a little bit better opportunity to top that off and hopefully still make it home. Got a couple small touches. I mean, again, it does look pretty much stock. I did add some ARP fasteners all around, and I don't know if you can see, but I turned them all to 12 and 6 o'clock, so they all match. Just part of that OCD. But at a quick glance, like I mentioned, if you're not a car guy, it'll slip right by. Unless maybe you hear the exhaust. Let's see if we can walk around one more time before we wrap this up. I sure appreciate all the interest I've got both on YouTube and SVT Performance. I didn't expect so many people to be interested in just an old Ranger, but I guess a lot of that was just the amount of time and effort that went into making it a little bit different than most of your V8 swaps. Quick shot of the interior from the driver's side. I get asked every now and then when I open the door, did you wet sand and buff the inside of the door? No, I didn't. I thought about it, but it came out pretty clean. And it laid down pretty smooth, so I went ahead and just left it. And if you spot a few imperfections along the way, just kind of remember it is a work truck. It runs 6 or 7 days a week. It's hard to keep clean because it's constantly on the road. But I try to stay up with it as best I can. Alright guys, well thanks again for taking a few minutes to watch the video. And for those of you, like I said, who haven't seen it before and you want a little bit more information about what it took to get it to this point, just Google Life After the Terminator. I've got a 5-year build thread that covers pretty much every step of the process. I hope this one was a little bit better than the last one I did. Gave you guys a little bit more information, and we'll see you next time.